Yes, my dear students, now we are going to start our new session of geography. We are on lesson number 2. We have already learned the Earth's major landforms like mountain, different types of mountains. Then we are now on plateaus. Plateaus, some half of it we have completed. Now we are going to study what is it? Importance of plateaus. Importance of plateaus. That is what we are going to study now. Okay. Plateaus have more or less level land at the top. We have learned that what it is. Plateau have a level land on the top. Already we said something like a table, very level land raising. So here we will get a level land. Level land we will get on top. So the old plateaus are rich in useful minerals such as iron ore and copper. When we are thinking of old plateaus, so they are rich in useful mineral. For example, iron or copper. So this supports mining since there are contents of iron ore as well as copper that are good for mining. That place is supportive for mining. The rivers flowing down the slope provide water and hydroelectricity. Another one, the slope of the plateau that provides water. Okay, so here some rivers may flow down. So when it is flowing through steepy slope, then its fast speed will be more, and that can be used for hydroelectricity. So these are the usefulness of plateaus. Now let us go to plains, another important one. So plains, a flat surface with very gentle slope are called plains. That is what a flat surface, but it is not properly flat, exactly flat. It little very gentle slope it has. Most plains are lowland. Some plains are extremely level, while others have an undulating surface. These are the things. So let us go types of plains. Plains are found in various places like bottoms of mountain valleys. Plains we can find in various places. Some can find some type of mountain. These plains can be found bottom of a mountain. They are known as mountain valleys. Then the top of plateau already we said on the top of plateau it is something like a flat surface. So the beds of large dry lake and so on. Dry lake, some of the river valleys, and coastal plains are found along the margins of seas and oceans. Then coastal plains. Now let us see coastal plains, what it is. While depositing alluvium and slowly gradually it forms like a plains. And oceans and flood plains are found along the banks, while a flooding time that deposition will take place. That is another type of a plain. And now rivers, glaciers and winds break off and carry away pieces of rock from the surface of thus mountains and plateaus are gradually lowered and rugged surfaces are smoothed from nearly level plains. Then another erosion like water, wind, this may carry the things and will deposit in other places, and gradually that may become what it is a plain, or top of the mountains can erode it, and later what there also can form mountains and plains. These are called peneplains. The plains, rugged surfaces, smoothed from nearly level plains. Rugged plains are known as the lower. Rugged plains are known as what is it? Penne plains. Keep it in your mind. And now, when rivers, winds or glaciers slow down, they drop the material they carry and the plains are formed. When the deposited material suffers evenly lower the land, many plains are river and basins. And now, what is alluvial plain? Let us see. Alluvial plain means while flowing the rivers and rivers and water, it may carry some of the alluvium material from the mountain or plateaus. This carried material, what they will do it, they will deposit in a slopey, in a plain area. Okay, this carried the material which they carry, they will deposit when they slow down and start depositing the material. The deposit material comprising sand, slit and clay is called alluvium. The deposit material is known as alluvium. And now, thus the plains formed by rivers are called alluvial plains. Once I said the comprising sand, silt and clay is called alluvium. I mean carried material are known as alluvium, and the plains formed by rivers are known as alluvial plains. And keep it in your mind, these penne plain, alluvial plain, and these all you have to keep it. And Gangetic plain in India, that is one alluvial plain, example for alluvial. Then Yangtze mountain basin in China, Nile basin of Egypt, central lowlands of Europe, the Murray-Darling basin of Australia. These are the some of the examples. And now the deposition of material on the bed reduces the depth of river in the plains. We know first while they are carrying the material, then what they will do, first they will deposit inside the river itself, and this will reduce the depth of what, depth of river. So when there is a sudden increase in the volume of water, like rainy time and ice melting time, sudden increase will take place. That time the deposited material, what they will do, that deposited material they will transfer to the land, increase the volume. Example, during the rainy season the water spills over the bank causing the flood. When the water resides, they leaves the behind alluvial deposit over the large areas of both sides of a river. The relatively flat region formed by the alluvium deposited by the river over many years is known as a flood plain. This process, by doing this process, it may take this year something they will deposit on the bank, then next year again they will deposit, like this. After millions of years or after thousands of years, that will form something like a plain. These type of plains are known as a flood plain. And now let us see, as a river moves slowly in the plains, as a river that moves slowly in the plain, it is course formed broad S-shaped bends is called meanders. So